turn off the camera. Then I'm live in YouTube. I always do that.
Ah, super cool. My
because
God.
I do that to secure that the sound is good.
Do you want me to see you there?
No, it's not for...
Not allowed, I need to pay.
No, it's not for... It's for members.
Yeah.
So you need to pay to sit. So then I just go to... Because I don't want to share it for people outside of...
Of course not, no.
It's just for subscribers.
Ja, sånt jag tycker.
So then I go to send direkte. It's not live yet. Only go live when I go here. So from now on, we need to be careful what he says, because now would be... I don't store it yet, but will come. We go live in 14 minutes. Test, test, test.
Yes, it's okay. Me too. You can go like me.
Spara. Jag vet. Ficka på honom. We are going live in 4 minutes. We start in 2 minutes. So we are going to wait 2 more minutes, so we let everyone have a chance to come in. I will give the links for the broker and binary option broker that you need. The broker for Forex is the one with the best spread, and the broker for binary option is the one I prefer and the one that would make most sense for you to use. Because it will be the same like my trades if you want to copy. So let's open that one also. That's this one you're using for binary option. So I think we start there. So the first most important things that I say in every single session, make account in investing.com. And today I will show you a live example why it's so important. So when you make account here, it's complete for free. Make sure you put your address, because right away you put your address, your time zone will automatically be added into investing.com. So every time you see here will be your time, your local time. So the tool that you're going to use the most right before you trade binary option or Forex is the one I will show you now there. And now I'll show you the importance. The line you see here, that's the time we are in right now. I have a 3 stars news in United States. Now let's see what that infected on the market. So you can see it very clearly here on 50 minutes. See this spike? This happened right after the news. You got this super spike up here. And for many that maybe had a short position here without a stop loss, you are completely wrecked, because you had more like you were basically in a resistance zone here. If we move this one down here, down to this region here, you can clearly see that you were in, I can move it a little up actually. You can see before the news we had was protected by this resistance zone, but the news came and we shoot up. If people did have a short position here, for example, without a stop loss, you would need to be up all this way up here with a big loss in the end, only because that you did not use stop loss. So only show you the importance to use stop loss and take profit levels, so this don't happen. And also show you that you should not trade under news, because when news come, the market move crazy. Even we can say the market is still moving because of the news, because the news was not good for dollar. And you can see we first got this shoot up here. We got a small correction that typically comes. Sometimes the correction can even be all the news, that it come all the way down. But you can see this news are still affecting a little dollar. That's also because we had one more news just 11:30. So not so good for dollar today, and it's not up here that would basically should not trade dollar in a session live between now in 1 hour. Now we will still take this trade because the most of the move of the news is already done. So it's completely okay if you find a trade here now, but you only see the importance to do not trade when you see news, because you see what can happen. because it's ridiculous how much it's moving. We can almost see, if you take it on 5 minutes, you can see everything happen in basically 10 minutes time. All the move came. So it's super fast, so be very careful to trade under news. So now let's go up in a higher time frame and see how things looks like. So if we go back here, let me check what we did in our last session. We had we did go in with a long position where we had take profit of 1021. Let us see where we are now. So yeah, for the ones that did take my signal from last session, congratulations, you did win on that one. We can now see the news have taken us up to another resisted zone here. That is, we are actually now directly on a resisted zone. Let's remove some of the other lines here. Let's remove this one. So if we then turn our eyes over to 4 hours, we want now to see that we can, this one will be respected. So in 1 hour and 52 minutes, if we respect and we see that this resistance zone is respected, we can go for a nice short position. So this will be a pending short position. Let's take our stop loss comfortable. I think we can take it on the closed bar on the ones to the right. So basically what I'm looking on is this closed position here. So, and we will target down to last area around here. Let's take it here, because here we have a support area, so we can move this line up here to around here. We can say our support area. We can move it even a little higher. Let's take it there. So we take profit a little before, so we can get a retest down. So then we'll see what the market wants to do next. But we need to see if we if this one will be protected. Just wait a little. There. So I can give this signal now. This is a pending position, so it's for let me see, 1 hour and 50 minutes you need to wait to take this position. So that's euro against dollar. So let's write that up. Euro, USD, pending position, only if are in this level in 1 hour and 51 min. Enter. Then at this level, let's set up take profit. The stop loss, I mean, at this level, and take profit at this level. The reason for that, we need to get confirmation that the 4 hour keep below this in that level. and we put it here. I'm putting up my own signals for that time because I will take this trade myself. Then let's look at some smaller time frames. Let's see what you can see there. Typically we can't trade so much now because we recently had the news, so we need to wait. It's also nice to follow in the smaller time frame if this area will hold. So I do not think it will go higher than this. But like I said, we need to wait a little longer till we get confirmations for this level. So I think that's enough with this pair. Let's take a look at GBP/USD. Should look more or less the same as we can see. So let's then put this one to 1 day. Here we can see we actually have a little more to go on. We have a type of resistance zone here, but the main resistance zone is all the way up here. So with GBP/USD there are some more to move. So for swing trading part we need to wait. But here, the good thing here, we are in a good swing position from before. Let me see the signal I gave in Monday. We did give a signal for a long trade. Our take profit is at 1,244. Let's take a look at that trade. 1, 2. Our take profit is actually taken. So we got a winner there also. So again, congratulations for the ones that take my signal from last session here. We have 2 of 2 from the pairs we have been looking back on now. So we have been spot on our signals. So right now I do not see any more trades here. We are now currently at the area where we had an interest zone. So now we just need to wait to see what happens, at least on swing trading part. So let's go down to 30 minutes and see how it looks like here. Here we do have a area of interest right now. Let me mark that one up. We can see that we have a resistance on there that is respected and is tested. What we can do here now, it's a little risky this trade because the news are still a little in effect. But if we take this stop loss not too tight but tight, now we are thinking about this spike we see here. So let's protect ourselves for this spike. We can then target the next type of area. I think we can say we have it around here. So I think the take profit there is good. Let's take a little more. We need at least 1 to 5 there. I think we take it there. So this is a trade you can take right away. This is GBP/USD. So GBP/USD, we go in with a short trade. We take an entry at and we go in with a stop loss at this level here. We take our take profit always at 1.5. As long as you always keep your take profit as 1.5, even with a 50% win rate, you make money. So I will explain more about this trade. I will just make sure I take this trade myself. I'll explain a little more. So as you can see here now, we came up, we tested this resistance zone, also much after a boost from a very strong news, but we are respecting up here. So I think the news should be done or but now. So I'm expecting us to get a retrace down to this region here. So this should be a easy take profit trade. So we are running in profit. So we will at least come down here. I would expect us to maybe come a little more. So what I want to introduce now in this time around is that when you start to come down to around this region here, add something called channel layer. I will show here now in you search for channel. Chandelier exit, this one. Let's put a star on it. This one you see here from Everget, install that one. What you do then, you go into just push one of these sell buttons. They are not so important. You're not going to buy and sell after this. But by the way, let's push here. Choose ATR to 1 and ATR multiply to 1.85. What you're getting then of surfing your profit trade. That means when we start to come a little down here, he will cross this green line you see here, and then basically you can be trailing your profit till he tell you that to buy. So when you have a short position, then you can go all the way down, and in some cases you can surf the market all the way down and get all the profit on the trade. But what you need to do is that you close half your position, maybe around 1.2 or something in profit, and keep the another half open and just trail the profit as much you can. Because it's a big chance that after the news that he will maybe go all the way down to this where the news started. Because dollar have been strong all along, just this bad news made the dollar have a very weak point for a short period of time. So with chandelier then you have the possibility that you can trail your without thinking too much. So you can see now if you had a long position here and you're trailing, for example, on the long side, you would have trailed all the way up here and at least secured take profit at this level. This level will go more and more up while the market is moving. So then we have these two for now, and we have two signals for now. So let's take a look at the dollar against Japanese yen. All dollar pairs, by the way, have moved crazy. So here also, let's turn off this chandelier, by the way. As you can see what the news did, see all this movement. We can see that we have a resistance zone here. Let's mark that one up. I think if we go to the 4 hour, we might look something the same as we did at euro against dollar. We can take a look at the smaller time frames. Yes, we have a trade here also. Let's take a long position. We take it right away now. We take our stop loss right below there, and we can target a 1-2 trade here. So let's take this one, and I will explain after. USD, GPY. We take a long trade, entry at this level there. We go for a stop loss right below the last spike down. So we take a stop loss here, and we take our take profit at this level there. And I will explain a little more there also. So here you can see, if you go now to the left, actually you don't need to go too much to the left, but you can go left here also. You see we get a spike down to this region. Here, did it take, here you can see all the way back here, you see the spikes that go down. We are protected with this stop loss. This spike that go down here, we are protected. Here, and the last one you have here. So that's why we take the stop loss here. If you take the bigger, it's not necessary, because if you break this one, the probability is that he will continue down. And like I said before, I'm expecting us at least to come up to around this level here. We are not going to go for a so big take profit. 1 to 2 trade is more than enough, because you can see to the left here that this is an area where we have come up before with the move, because you had also some type of news here, and you can see, if you see to the left here, that this is an area that we easily come up to. The next spike up here might be a little harder, so it's a safer area to take at least the first take profit. But what you can do here, the same we did with the another pair, is that when you start to come up higher up here, maybe at 1 to 1 trade, you close half your position, then you turn on this chandelier, and you basically start to trail your take profit till this one turn red again. So you will, when you come to this level up around 132,680, this one will turn green, and then you just can keep it open as long as this one is green, and close it when it turn red again. It's a very easy way to trail your take profit, because as we have changed our settings, you see here, to 1 to 1.85, it's a very tight trailing, so you can easily make as much profit as possible on your trade. But only do that when you have turned at least 1 to 1 trade. Then, like I said, close half your position and keep another one half open for trailing. So that's trade number 3. I think now we can take a small break from Forex and look into binary option. But before we do that, let's see if there are any questions. Yeah, but you should be trading a little by yourself also. Do not only trade under my session. Of course, we have had a very high win rate from Forex trading we have done till now. But you should be trying to do something yourself also, because you're learning when you try what you're doing here in the sessions also. But by the way, I'm live every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at the same time. Yeah, I will show a little more of these setups. I will first not go a little into binary option, and then we'll go back to some setups. So then we do as always, when you open binary option, we look through the list you see here on the left side. we start to look for the one that pays us the most. So today that's euro against Canadian dollar. We open that one. We take a fast look to see if everything looks okay. This looks very nice for me. So we then open candlestick. We then go into indicators. We add something called Bollinger Band. And we add something called stochastic. Then, to make things look a little nicer, we change this blue line, we change it to white. At least if it's like me that you choose to have a black background. We can remove the medium line, we don't need that. We go down. Then we can see right now that we are actually in a... I'm not so comfortable, so I will take a 20 trade on this one. If we come, I think I will put my horizontal line down here. The reason for that is that you can see you have an area that we have touched before. We will then be cross below this line here. That means that it's a very good chance that we actually can go below this support line here. In the upside, I will say we are looking for trades up in this region here. Same reason as below here. We will then be above us, have a little space in between the bullish band and this resistance zone. And probability is that the stochastic, when they come up there, will be also in the black area up here. And then we can go for a put trade. So at the current moment, our trading area is between these two lines here. So we'll only take a trade when we touch these two lines. We can change this one to 100 now. So if we can come down here now, like now for example, we need to have a space in between the Bollinger Band and this support line to take a trade. But the one you see up here, this one is valid. Here you see a space in between. Because when we go, we need to go out of the Bollinger Band to touch this line. Otherwise, because we need to have all these three ones to be able to take a trade. If you don't have three, we don't take it. So that's basically my rules for buying the option. Like I did say in my past session, that you need to have some patience. Can be maybe 5 minutes or even 10 minutes to be sitting waiting. Of course, you can do that in the session, so we'll need to go a little back and forward. Maybe the trade already have happened when we don't see, but at least you can then after see the lines I put up, and you can see what would have happened if we had taken a trade on these lines. So for now, I think we can look at the next Forex pair. If this one does not start to move very fast down. Yeah, I think we can do that. And we can look back on how trades would have looked like also if they occurred. So we can make one more line here. Let me see. We can put a vertical line here. So everything happened after, let's take this one tick, and let's take it at a color yellow. So everything that happened after this line here, we can also go back and look what happened on my lines and see what valid trade would have done. So we can see this trade is going on, that's good. We can now take a look at gold. Let's take it at 1 day first. I'm not sure if we did a gold trade in Monday. Let me look back. We did not do any gold trade, so let's see if we can do one gold trade today. So currently we can see that we have come up now to our area of interest. You can see we are now directly on, like I said before, gold always moves in 50s. So typically every day dollar move around $50, up or down, but move always. And every support and resistance zone is on every 50. So you can see here now in 1800 we have a strong resistance zone, because every these zones are strong. So what we are, let me make a line here. Let's make this, red is good. Then our next interest zone would be on the next 50s. So around this region. So let's go over to the 4 hours. So what we like to see now is that we can cross above this. So if we close above, I think we even can move it a little more, because you see we are not exactly. Let's move it to there. So what we need to see now is that if we can close above this red line here now, we will then look for a nice long position. The long position then will basically be a trade from, let's say we come up here, then we take our stop loss just a decent area below here, something like that, and we target basically at least 49. So it will be a nice 1 to 9 trade. So if you lose $1 on the trade, I think we actually can move our stop loss a little more as it's so big from before. So if you lose $1 on the trade here, we gain $5 on the win. So pending trade would be this. I will not give the signal for this, because that's one more we need to wait for 2 hours and 26 minutes to take. So it's not something that is close by now. It can make some confusions, because what you can't do, you can't just put a pending trade and let it be and hope for the best, because what can happen, you can see here, if for example if you had a pending trade on this bar here, you see you did go up to the pending area, your trade would have opened, you would go in profit, you will be happy, but then right away you see it did turn down and it go all the way past your stop loss, all in one bar. That's why you can't just have a pending trade. You need to wait for confirmation, and confirmation is that this bar here would close above the red line, then you can open a trade, and only then. So you need to wait the 2 hours and 25 minutes for that. If not, it's a high probability that you'll have a short trade all the way down to the next 50, and next 50 would be then around this level down here. So the probability is that we can go down here again before we go up. But for now, the trade I'm looking for at least is a long trade, because I'm bullish on gold. Gold, I don't like to look at smaller time frames. I only look for swing trade when we talk about gold, because like I said, gold always move $50 a day. So it's better to go for the bigger money and take one trade a day instead of take many a day. Then I think it's good to look at something that have nothing to do with the dollar. So let's take GBP, GPY. Let's turn off this. Let's go to the higher time frame first. Here we clearly can see that we can put up a trend line. So let's do that. We have a trend that go up here now. Something like this. So what I've been talking about in the last session also, that we are here now coming into a squeeze in between this resistance zone and this trend line, because this trend line is also working as a support. So what we need to keep our eyes open for is a confirmation. What we have seen in the past, like here for example, you can see we broke this trend line, but we are also very close to our support area. So that's why we did shoot up again. But if happen up here will be a little different, because we don't have any strong support areas. So if we can break below this blue line around here, we can then look for a good short all the way down to this red line you see down here. Actually, I would have moved it a little up. I would have taken a trade something like this. First, let's say we go up here, we go down, we go up, we break it here, and we close, for example, here. We get maybe a retest, and the retest go good. Then we can take a sweet long short position. We take here. We then put our stop loss somewhere around here, because so we protect ourselves against any spikes that come up. And we can take a nice short position at least down to the region here. Typically, when you break long-term trend line, we can go all the way down to where the trend started, and that's all the way down here. But we are not so greedy, so we take our take profit at this level you see here now. That will be a 1 to 339 trade. But this might not even happen this week, can be maybe next week, because every bar is 4 hours. Let's see which day is the last in this 12, let's see. So you can see can even be September before this happened, because you see how fast it moves, because each bar here is a day, but we take our confirmations on the 4 hour. So we need to follow here now. You see, when you see the 4 hour, you see we have a quite big area to be moving on. So we take our trade maybe not only before middle of September maybe. So, but we need to wait. So then let's go back to see here now what I was talking about. Do you see here now our support line in here? What happened? Did hold. Just wait a little, need to get some more water. Okay, I'm back. Got some more water. So here you can clearly see that if you have been sitting waiting with your binary option opening, you have taken a trade. Let's zoom in. You would have not you have taken this trade here. You would open right away, you touch here, and you would have a sweet, nice profit. So only so you see that one trade and one win you would have got just by sit waiting. And you see we need to wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it will be 6 minutes before the trade. So like I said, you need to wait between 5 and 10 minutes for each trade when you have the lines. Like now you can see we don't need to have a so high support, resistance up here. So let's move this one to our area here. We can see that this is also an area for the 1 minute that works as a resistance, and you have some type of space. And now you can see our area is much smaller. So now we take trades here also. This one is not so strong, so might work only one time. This one I'm a little more careful with now, because typically every support resistance zone I put up, I only trade with them one time, and then I always reset. But I think as we still have a small space here, if this will turn down here now, I take the trade. But if I start to see that this Bolshoi band start to cross below here, this one is not valid more, but would be valid in this bar at least. So like I said, you see the power of these lines, that if you have been sitting from this yellow line I put up here now, we got one trade and one winner. If you have been sitting just looking a binary option. And as you see, I would have made $83 if I had taken that trade. So of course you need to choose what you want to do, if you want to trade Forex or binary option. Because if you take Forex, you can see that only because we did open a Forex pair, we lost this one trade here, because we did not take it. This one is not as good as here. The reason for that, like I said, I like to take only one trade on each. But I will take it now if you come down and touch. A little more I would like to have it down before if I take it. As you see, he did not touch. You have a small space. He needs to come all the way down to my line before I take it. And you see the stochastic is not accepted either. Stochastic need to be below in the black area here. So now this might be the last chance for this support area. The stochastic is now acceptable. So if we come below, let's see. This will be, like I said, maybe the last buy. We are ready to go in, and we are in. We are in the trade. Now this is maybe a copy of this one you see here. You see? We came a little below it, and we move up. But I'm not so comfortable and not so secure on this one like I would have been here. Like I said, typically I only trade one time on each, because he can break it now. But let's wait and see. Looks like we got a winner. So if we then take the trades I have done this week, we then take from, we can take this month actually. Let's take every trade we have done this month. So you see, so you can see the power of trading only just a few trades and keep to the rule. You can see that we have 3 winners and 1 loser. So in that way, if we bring up our good old calculator, we have spent, we lost $100, but we gained 75, 78, and 82. And we take minus 100, that is 1 loss. We have made $135 on 4 trades. I would say that's quite nice, because this is only things I've done in my sessions, and only show you how strong it is. Like here is what I talked about. Now this one has crossed, you see the Bolshevik band have crossed below our support line. That means this one is not valid more. Even though if you have won on this trade here now, you have broken your rules if you are taking a trade here, because you see the Bolshevik band is below it. So when the Bolshevik band is below your support area, that means it's a high probability he will continue down. And I will not be surprised if this will turn to go down. Do you see? Because the Bolshevik band is below your support, then he can go down, because that means more like he's ready to break it. Do you see? He break it now, looks like. I told you. Exactly what I told you. When you see the Bolshevik band cross below your support, then it's a probability he will break and go down. So you would have lost if you had taken a trade here. Only because you can see you have broken your own rule. So there you see the importance that you move. So now the next support area, we need to look to the left. Then we need to go back here, because we don't have any in our small area trading now. So then I will turn this one down to this region here. Then I will go back and see how it looks like here. So this one we can now remove, we trash that one. And you can see if you zoom out, no, this is not valid. We need to, so here we are not looking for any call trades right now. We need to find a new support area before we can do that. And the new support area need to be an area that is below our bullish band line here. But in the top side, in another hand, there, let me see, we can take a trade on the level we can see here. Let's mark it around there. This could be it's still valid up here. So the resistance zone up here is valid. So that's basically how I trade with binary option. I find this to be the best way of trading because the win rate is incredibly high. You can see now, for example, the trades I've done this month. I would say 3 out of 4 trades, that in my book is good. That means a win rate around 75%. Of course, this win rate will be bigger when we trade more because this is just from 4 trades. If you start to trade 100 trades, I think we are closer to 80% win rate during the way, because you can backtest. It's very simple to backtest because the rules are so simple that you can backtest it very easily. So now let's go back, see if there are any questions. Yes, this strategy works amazingly. Good, then you did better than me. I made only, how much I made on the trade, by the way? I made $82. Then you're trading harder than me, but yeah, good. You did take the trade also. You have actually could have taken 2 trades today if you just have been following binary option with the line I had. So in that case, I would have made $164 if I'd taken both trades. But yes, we have done good, and we did see all the signals I gave from last session was winners. In Forex, we had a losing trade, by the way, with binary option in the last session. As you see here, we got our one first. That's the first loser actually I have in my sessions I have done. I've done a few sessions also last month, full last month, was no losers. So that was actually my first loss. So it's typically I do like 1 trade in each session or more. Some session I do more, some I do less. Some I don't trade. Because for me, when I trade, I need to follow my rules 100%. Because if I see that the trades don't follow my rules, that we are not within the areas of where I want to trade, I don't trade. So let's look at a smaller time frame, see if we can find a trade. We can see now that it's not a clear, you see here now, when you look here, I don't see a super clear area of support. I will say this clear areas is like up here and here somehow, but not so clear. So I would not take a trade just right now. The trade was, for example, done here like 1.5 hours ago. Here will basically be when you got what I will be looking here, for example. You see the trend line you have here. Then I will be waiting. I will not take the trade on this part here. I will take it on this close trade here. Because here you can see that this one confirms that we are respecting this trend line. And I would have taken a trade here on this one. So on the close part here, I will take my stop loss just right below these 2 spikes you see here. and at least go for 1.5. And 1.5, you can see we have already would have closed this trade. You see? So that's a trade I would have taken here, because trend lines, as the ones that follow me, they knows I love my trend lines. And when we touch our trend lines, that's the best case scenario for me to trade. So I will always have take the trade on the next bar that confirms for me that the trend line is respected, and we would have taken it at 1 to 1.5. Maybe I would have closed my half position maybe at like 1 and kept another one live using chandelier. This one I did show you. So let's remove this so we can see more clearly. So the another half then, you see it's actually not open yet. So then I would not have done that. Only if this one have been a little more down, because already here the take profit is so high. So I would not have done that with this part. Only if the chandelier have been active. Maybe if you turn it down to 50 minutes, it is. Yes. So here now, I could be trailing on 50 minutes instead. The position is open with the last half position, and I will keep it open till this green one turn to red. So then maybe he gets a small pullback and he continue up, and will keep the position open, because the probability is that he will go up at least to retest up to around this region here, because here we have the clear resistance zone. So typically he will go up and retest around this region here. Trading can be so easy if you just follow the simple rules I'm teaching you in my sessions to how to open positions. Because like you see, it's so clear to see where to open your trades. You put up your trend lines, you wait. Even on 50 minutes you can take the trade. You wait. You see here, you got test, got one test, got one more test, and then when the first green one come, that will be this one here, and you close, that's what we say is a confirmation that we can see the support is holding. We then take a stop loss just right below the lowest point you have here, and you take a position on 1.5, and like you can see, will take us 15, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 1 hour 50 minutes, and the position would have been closed. That's how easy it is to trade when you use trend lines. It's no more rules, it's that simple basically. So you almost don't need to think. You just, the most important thing is that you get your trend lines up and running. You need to put them up. You don't have a choice about that. You need to learn trend lines and support resistance. Support resistance is so simple. Just see where you see you have many times close. You see here places that you touch many times. You can see you have many places that you go little below, little above. So what you need to do is look where the most places you touch, and that will be your line. Then on a higher time frame, you just go in. You see areas where if you see more like like an area that touch many times, like hair touch, you see hair touch many times. That means because you will touch many times, the more up you come, because you come to a squeeze area like I told about, like this yellow line you see up here. He'll be fighting this all the way up here, and then this trend will be done. Will be done in the way that will either go up or he will go down. So we can also take a trend line on the other side. He will not break in the upper side. That's incredibly rare to see, but we can take it something like here. You can see we broke it up here, but we come down to the trend again. You see, so this spikes up here. That can be of news, and you get a continuation, right? But the trend is basically within this area that we are marked right now. But like I said, now we are coming into this area here. I believe that can be maybe the end of this trend. So right away we start to go up here, we start maybe to can look for this short position here. But at the current moment we can't do that. Now let's take a fast look at Bitcoin, but first I will see if there are any questions. Mirror, I will say mirror, then you are taking the opposite trade. You should not do that, because then you will start losing. But to copy, then you I give my signals here. I just give the signals directly here, so that works perfectly for you. Are trading only? Yes. As you see in my sessions, I only follow 4 or 5 pairs and only give signals for them. You basically don't need to do more than that. You should not over trading. Throughout the day, you only should take like 3 trades maybe. And as you see with binary option, I take only like 1-2 trades a day, and that's enough. You don't need to trade more. Keep just to this maybe 3 trades a day for Forex, and the same maybe with binary option. Okay, I want to be confident in my trading, to quit my job and live life I wanted. And yes, that's why I'm always here and always learn how to. Good, Peter. Just follow my sessions and maybe copy my trades till you understand the way I trade. So because I follow the rules that will make you a profitable trader, so you actually can do that. But you need to have some patience, copy in the start, and when you start to understand what you see at what I'm doing, then you can do this on your own. But till then, just follow in every session. I'm here every Monday, Wednesday and Friday the same time. So I'll be back here now, 12 of August, and will be at the same time, 18:00. So it's the same time every single day I trade. So 3 times a week, basically, I'm live here. I will give the brokers one more time, by the way. I also, in the link for the broker, I give you my indicator. It's an indicator that you basically just can follow and copy the trades directly. It's super simple to use. So that's the first link. The second link is the binary option broker. Is the one you see I was using here, and the one you see I did win a trade today where I made $82. So that's the link number 2. So that's it for this session. I will be back here in Friday. We'll be back next. I can just write Friday. I'll be back Friday. 18:00. Oh, perfect day to you all and make a lot of profit till next time.